everyone, welcome back to my channel. In case you don't know me, my name is Victoria. So today I'm going to be doing a book review. This book right here, Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. I think that's how you say it. So I definitely don't suggest you continue watching this video if you haven't seen The Mortal Instruments yet, because there will be spoilers. This book is meant to be read after you finish that series, so if you haven't, you'll probably be lost and it'll definitely spoil the ending of the Mortal Instruments series. So first of all, this book is hefty. Like that's a big book, but it's so, I don't know, I like big books. They're like, I don't know, it's so satisfying to see yourself go through them. I absolutely love the dust cover on this book. I think it's so pretty. It's like metallic and you can see Simon on the front. It is so epic. I absolutely love it. The regular book underneath is just plain black with the title in gold, but the dust cover is really where it's at. So Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy basically follows Simon Lewis as he goes to the Shadowhunter Academy and trains to become a Shadowhunter, because if he does, at the very end, he will get all of his memories back. So this book is compiled of 10 short stories, starting from Simon's departure to go to Shadowhunter Academy till the final moments, which are Ascension, where you finally graduate and become a Shadowhunter. So this book follows Simon, but it also shows the development of his relationship with Isabel, where we leave it off at the end of The Mortal Instruments. He sort of feels like he's trying to live up to an expectation of someone he doesn't remember, because of course a demon took all of his memories at the very end of City of Heavenly Fire, and so he feels like Isabel is almost expecting him to be someone who he doesn't know anymore. So we see how that sort of changes their relationship and their dynamic and where he goes from there. So the first character that we meet, other than Simon, who is definitely worth mentioning, is George Lovelace, who is another student at Shadowhunter Academy. Now this boy is perfect. He is tan. He has green eyes. He is smooth with the ladies. He has natural athletic ability. Basically everything that Simon doesn't have. And they actually end up being roommates at the Shadowhunter Academy. Simon and George develop this bond where they almost become like brothers, and it's amazing to get to see their relationship develop and unfold throughout this book. The next character is John Cartwright, who is another student at the Shadowhunter Academy. Since he is a Shadowhunter, he definitely looks down on mundanes and downworlders, so that results in a lot of picking on Simon since he's a mundane, and so we see this sort of relationship also develop because John sort of becomes the bully, and we see whether Simon will give in to that and live up to the stereotype of a mundane, or if he will sort of fight back against these Shadowhunters and Shadowhunter stereotypes. Then Simon also meets Beatrice and Julie, who are two other Shadowhunters at the Shadowhunter Academy, and they eventually become friends with Simon. And then finally there are Marisol and Sunil, who are two other students at the Shadowhunter Academy who are also mundanes like Simon. Finally, there's Katarina Loss. If you've heard that name before, that is because she was also in The Mortal Instruments. She is friends with Magnus Bane. So she's a warlock, and she's also a teacher at the Shadowhunter Academy who shows a strange interest in Simon. Throughout the book we see her mentor Simon and help him grow into the person that he wants to be and ultimately find his identity after he feels like he's totally torn between two different people, the Simon that he thinks he is and the Simon that he was that he can't remember. So at the beginning of the book, Simon is running away from Clary and Isabel and all these people who were part of his old life before he lost his memories, because he feels like they're expecting something from him that he can't give them because he doesn't remember the person that he used to be. And then once he arrives at the Shadowhunter Academy, he realizes that everyone knows who he is and everyone's expecting him again to be some sort of hero, which he doesn't remember. And so they put him in the elite track, which is basically the track for all the Shadowhunters. Because at Shadowhunter Academy there are two tracks, the elite track and a track for the dregs, which are the mundanes, which are sort of looked down on. And then Simon is so frustrated with the way the Shadowhunters look down on the mundanes that he decides to drop down to the dregs track and train with the mundanes. And that's sort of the first time that we see him start pushing the boundaries and start questioning all of the beliefs of the Shadowhunters, that they are superior to downworlders and regular people. Throughout the book, Simon spends it advocating for downworlders, advocating for mundanes, and it's very interesting to see how the Shadowhunters react to that and whether they accept that maybe they might be wrong or they totally reject it and stick to their ways. And then at the end of the 2 years that he is at Shadowhunter Academy, we get to see Simon make the choice whether he wants to be a Shadowhunter and live this life with people that he's basically been criticizing this whole time, or whether he wants to go back to being a normal person and live a normal life again. So in the end, I would definitely recommend that you read this book if you enjoyed the Mortal Instruments series and are curious to see where Simon's journey goes after he loses all his memories. It's very much a continuation of the Mortal Instruments series because it definitely gives a conclusion and wraps the whole story up, because even though at the end of City of Heavenly Fire we see all of the characters together and it feels like you have closure, we never really know where Simon and Isabel's relationship goes, what happens with Alec and Magnus, like all of these different stories, different characters, we don't see their relationships sort of finally tied together. That definitely happens in Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. This book is also very unique because before every single short story, which are completely separate, we see a one-page sort of graphic novel style like scene from that short story. So it's a very interesting way to read the book, which is very different from the Mortal Instruments series, where it's a very classic book with like chapters and everything. So this one has that extra unique feature, which I really, really like. In the end, I would definitely give Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy a 9 out of 10 because although I don't think it's as good as the Mortal Instruments series, which obviously I'm biased, I read the Mortal Instruments series first, I think it's definitely worth a read, and I absolutely fell in love with all of the characters that I met throughout this book, and I think that you will too. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, I recently did a review on the Mortal Instruments series, so you can check out my channel to look at that. Bye!